What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for clicking on this video today. If y'all new to the channel, like the content, please make sure to like, subscribe, like always. It'd be very much appreciated. But today, it is finally time to talk about a big fight that happened this past weekend, a boxing fight, and that is Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. And honestly, looking at the fight, I was going in thinking, it could be a pretty close fight. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. I didn't make a prediction video, but my prediction was I thought Shakur Stevenson was gonna win. Honestly, like every single time I see him fight, I just think to myself, I really don't see anybody beating him, honestly, because his style is just so hard to beat. Like, obviously, people say he's more of a defensive fighter. I mean, obviously, I think he's a more defensive fighter, but at the same time, he's a mastermind. Like, he is a master at this sport now. I mean, he has mastered, distance, obviously, one big thing. And his defense is great. His counters are great. So I just think to myself, like, bro, there's really nobody who can touch this guy. I really don't think so. But what made this fight, seem like it could be close because it's Teofimo Lopez. We've seen this guy going in the ring with, a lot of great fighters like Josh Taylor, Lomachenko, right? And, he's won those big fights, you know what I mean? So you would give him a little bit of a chance, obviously, but at the same time, you were really relying on, like, him having his best performance because you already know what you're going to get at Shakur Stevenson, right? Like, every single fight is the same. Like, he's going to have a great performance. He's going to be able to control the ring, control the tempo, and like I wasn't surprised that it was a dominant performance by Shakur. I am surprised on how dominant it was. I was thinking it was gonna be like, Teofimo Lopez had like four rounds maybe, right? No, he only had one round that I think he actually won the round. I mean, that's just straight domination the whole fight. Which, I gotta give props to Shakur Stevenson because he just put on an absolute clinic, bro. Like, it was just, I knew like by round 4, I knew it was domination. Like, he's gonna win this, you know what I mean? Because you could tell like his confidence was up. Like the way he was carrying himself. He was smiling all the time, bro. It's like he didn't care who was in front of him, bro. Like, it's Teofimo Lopez. He's a great fighter, but Shakur did not care. He just had so much confidence in himself. The whole thing about Teofimo Lopez is people say it could give Shakur hard times because obviously he's pretty fast, right? He's a fast fighter. But the way he fights, he's very athletic, so he can do different things that not a lot of other fighters could do, which can make it awkward for Shakur Stevenson. But, we didn't see any of that because everything that Teofimo's tried, Shakur stopped it, bro. Like, it looked like easy work, honestly. I'm telling you, this dude has mastered distance. Like, there's been so many times, and not only this fight, but in different fights where you see a punch from another guy getting super close to his nose and like barely missing him, and you're thinking, oh, he's just getting lucky. No, he just mastered distance. He knows how far he could be for them to miss a punch but barely miss a punch and him go back with a counter, you know what I mean? So it's just a great fighter, man. And like I said, bro, it's gonna be so hard for anybody to beat this guy. There's nothing you can say now. You gotta give him his credit. Obviously, he's won championships before, but this was looking like his hardest opponent because first of all, it's Teofimo Lopez. He's a great fighter, but he's also going up in weight and stuff like that. And with the new weight, 140, he looked great. You know what I mean? He was still quick. You know what I mean? He's not known for being the most powerful puncher, Shakur, but you saw he made Teofimo Lopez cut and bleed. You know what I mean? So. And, now that I'm thinking about who's still fighting, who's in their prime right now, we just had Terrence Crawford retiring and stuff like that, so he's not in the picture no more. So, I'm looking at it, right? Like, I'm looking at who's other fighters who are in their prime and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. I think Shakur Stevenson is one of the best fighters in the world right now, honestly. But for a second, I want to talk about Teofimo Lopez, okay? Because it's a loss, right? Win or lose, you know what I mean? And he's still a great fighter, right? I got to talk about one thing specifically about Teofimo Lopez. And it's not really even about Teofimo Lopez. It's about his corner. Because I saw people talk about it, but I've been looking at this for a while. And that's his coach. Teofimo Lopez has always been coached and cornered by his father, right? They always had that duo and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. Let me just say this, right? There's a story that I saw. And it's like an inside joke between me and my dad. Because we saw in one of the fights. So it was a few years back when we were watching Teofimo Lopez fighting, right? And I remember they showed him going back to his corner and, the corner talk that they were having, right? And you hear the instructions that Teofimo Lopez's dad gave him, right? First you hear him say, take your time, right? And it's just, it's just a regular thing, take your time. There's still a lot of rounds to go. But literally 2 seconds later, he's saying, bro, the right hand is working. Finish him already. What are you doing? Like, He's all over the place, you know what I mean? How are you going to tell your fighter to calm down and tell him why haven't you knocked him out yet? Like, it made us laugh so hard because we couldn't believe that. Like, that's horrible instructions, right? But then we saw it again in this fight. They showed him in the corner, and even the commentators were saying it. Bad instructions by his dad. I mean, I kind of forgot what he said, but he was saying stuff like, you gotta hit him. You gotta hit him. That is horrible instructions. How you gonna tell him to hit him? You're his cornerman. You're supposed to tell him how to get inside and hit him. He was talking about, oh, you're gonna hate yourself in the morning and stuff like that. Bro, tell him how to win the fight. Like, you're his cornerman. You know what I mean? Not his entourage and stuff like that. You're not his cheerleader. You're not supposed to, lock in. You gotta give him like tactically like what to do in the fight. It just sucks for Teofimo because I'm not saying that he would have won the fight with a better corner. I still think, Shakur is just Shakur. He's a great fighter. But it helps. You know what I mean? It helps. But it's just, when I'm seeing that, I'm just like, yeah, man. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, he's in a bad situation because his father, yes, he probably loves him. You know what I mean? But his father is not a good coach. I mean, it really feels like Teofimo is out there doing it all by himself. Honestly, that's what it feels like because his dad is just giving him BS instructions. I wouldn't even call it instructions, just trying to lift him up and stuff like that. Even criticizing him, you know what I mean? Like, why haven't you knocked this guy out yet? Why haven't you hit him? It's just crazy to me. I mean, that's what I want to say about Teofimo Lopez. I don't know if he would ever change his coach because his dad's been there throughout his whole boxing career now. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, if he does, I think it'll be a better situation for him. Shakur Stevenson. When I was watching this fight right against Teofimo Lopez, I was thinking about something, and the thing I was thinking about was how do you really beat a guy like that, right? Because like I said, just a masterful fighter. What does one have to do to beat a guy like that? Because I mean, if you're trying to outpoint him, it's gonna be really hard because he barely gets hit in fights, right? And honestly, he has been hit before and almost been knocked down, obviously, by Cepeda and stuff like that. But even then, it was still a dominant performance by him. But I think, really, if you really want to stop this guy, you got to hurt him. I don't know how you're going to hurt him. I don't know how you're going to get inside and actually hit him, like, clean and make him wobble or something like that. But you got to be able to know, like, just maybe great footwork, closing down the ring, or cutting the ring off and stuff like that, and just hitting him with bombs and making it awkward for him. I think that's how you can beat a guy like Shakur Stevenson, but I think it's still very difficult. Thinking about people like anywhere close to his weight class that I think that can beat him, I really think there's really only one guy who has a pretty good chance. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's got some stuff going on right now. But that guy for me is Tank Davis. I think Tank Davis could give Shakur Stevenson a run for his money. Because he has the power, he has good boxing skills and stuff like that. He has great speed. But it's hard, man. I mean, they're both southpaws too, so maybe I think it's Tank Davis. I think will be his hardest fight. And if Shakur beats him, I mean, that's it, man. That's really it. Anyways, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to say today. Just talk about a little bit about that fight. Like I said, just domination is what it was. You know what I mean? And let's see what he does now. You know, I mean, I think he called out Conor Benn. I mean, Conor Benn could be a hard fight because he has power and stuff like that. But I think there's levels to it, and I don't think Conor Benn is on Shakur's level. But I would watch that fight. I think it will be a pretty entertaining fight because Conor Benn is a pretty entertaining fighter. But yeah, that's it for me today. Like always, if you guys like the content, please make sure to like, subscribe. Like always, I'm gonna keep trying to stay consistent. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one.